Sim, when was the last time you done something for the first time?
Today. Line, squeeze that gas in, smooth and gentle, and off we go. Go on nice and hard, right to the floor. Go on, keep going, keep going,
Wow.
keep going, keep going.
And we did shooting rifles and pistols. Woo! Just being strapped in, about to be lifted 100 feet off the ground.
Not bad for a first. That's really good.
Absolutely.
Not bad for a first go, is it?
Hey everyone, so it's that time of year again. Like I was gonna say like, welcome back to my channel, but I know guys, it's been literally like almost a year. But it doesn't feel like it. Like 2019 has been so amazing. This is actually the 4th year that I've been doing it. And for those of you who are not familiar, essentially what it is I pick something that I really enjoy or what I love, and I stick at it for each and every month of the year. Check out some of the videos I've done. I've done 12 months, 12 locations, 12 months, 12 acts of service, and also last year I did 12 months, 12 different dishes. What I really enjoy about this challenge is it allows me to stick at something each and every month of the year. So no month is ever really the same. And I think it's really important to set yourself like yearly targets and goals. I'm a firm believer in routine and structure, but I also think it's so nice and important to now and again just release those happy endorphins, try something new, try something fun that you've never done. You know, someone asked me the other day, like, Sim, like, what keeps you consistent? What keeps you going for this 12-12 challenge? And I think for me, you know what it is? It's like, it makes life fun. No month is ever gonna be the same. And it's also amazing to be able to like benchmark how you've been that year. Whether you're growing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, it's just nice to be able to say, look, like I've changed, and I can compare myself to last year. So that's why I love doing this 12-12 challenge. 2019 strapline has been amazing. Like, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And I actually was having a conversation with someone last year. And then in the conversation, they were like, yeah, there's a first time for everything. And then something just clicked and I was like, yeah, like I want to try a series of firsts. I want to try like a series of doing something brand new each and every month.
Judging on the wind speeds, well, we might have to dip a little bit, but the winds aren't too bad today.
Wow. I chose this because I've actually been described as someone, like someone said to me the other day, like, Sim, you know, you just take life by the horns. You go out and like try new things. And so for me, I wanted to like encompass that like for every month of the year. That's where the strapline came around. And I've seen it a few times around like people doing like new experiences. But for me, I wanted to do it like every month. This year allowed me to really like embody like various different emotions. Like I did like a sensory experience. I did an experience which was thrill-seeking, an experience that was humbling, insightful, and just like an experience where I can kind of be competitive with friends as well. So it allowed me to really like take a holistic view on the challenge. You know, I already had like a bucket list of like things that I've always wanted to do, and I had them like written down. So like, for example, Dan's Lean on War, which is like dining in the dark. I've always wanted to do that sensory experience. I actually just like looked on social media and I saw like some inspiration. I asked people like, oh, you know, what things have you done before, to see if I've not done it. Also, like I'm a project manager, so I'm always like planning ahead. So I had like months that I planned in advance or was looking around and researching. Even on my journey in London, like the cable cars, for example, for month 2, that's a mode of transport that I've never actually used. It's available, it's there, and it's in London. And a lot of people actually have asked me like, Sim, like, all these things you're doing, like I didn't actually know that existed in London. So bar month 1, which was sledging in the Swiss Alps, everything else was done in London. And I think for me, that was also nice to be able to display and show like the hidden gems. So for example, month 4, when I went to the ice bar, that's something that's situated in London that a lot of people have not necessarily gone to. Even London in the Sky, there was a pop-up for month 5. It was 150 feet off the ground, eating in the sky, like eating breakfast. And that was like just a great thing to do. I didn't even realize, like, for example, for month 6, you know, I've always gone past the O2 and thought, oh, why not? Why don't I climb it? So for me, it was like finding like things that I've always wanted to do, finding things that are in front of me and actually just utilizing it. Yeah, so what was my favorite? It's really hard. It's really, really hard to choose. I'll do top 3. So the first one had to be the zip line. Basically, we're zip lining all the way up there to, I don't even know where we reach. Oh my gosh. Month 8, I kid you not, I was scared. I was so scared. Do you know what it was? It's like, it's the feeling of like defying gravity. Like naturally, it was like, I felt like I was going against what my body wanted me to do. Like naturally, I wouldn't just throw myself off of something. Obviously, I was strapped in, I was harnessed, but for me, it was like, my brother kept on like saying, Sim, come on, like you can do it.
So for month 8, I'm doing the zip line. We ready?
Encouraging me, like, this is your challenge, I'm doing it with you. But month 8 was the hardest. And I had like people behind me, like, and I was just like, no, you go, you go first, you go first, you go first. And I think that was my favorite because I can hands down say that was the scariest thing I have ever done. Like the zip line, it was the world's fastest zip line. It was in Lambeth Park, and I literally didn't want to do it. And I think once I did it, once I just psyched myself up and I was like, Simi, what's the worst that can happen? It's fine, you're strapped in, it's all good. I literally pushed myself. Like that was the epitome of pushing myself to my comfort zone. I was so scared. And actually, do you know what? Ironically, once I did it, I wanted to do it again. Like, I loved it.
And the zip line, how high is that?
115 feet.
Basically, I just did all of that today. And I feel like today was the most like thrill-seeking one. Literally, you're stepping off and you don't know how you're gonna land. There was a great adrenaline rush. So hands down, I would say month 8 was my favorite.
Really proud of Simone for conquering her fears today. She's been on the fastest city zip line in the world.
Second, I would say had to be Dining in the Dark. So this was the sensory experience. So it's called Dan's Lean Award, which means dine in the dark in French. And essentially what you do is you get a choice out of fish, meat and veg as the menu option. But that's all you get told. So you don't actually know what you're eating. Me and my friend were trying to like figure it out, like thinking, okay, trying to guess before like what we would eat. We got the dessert correct, but we was way off for the main.
Month 7! Woo, woo, woo. You wanna see where I'm going for month 7? This is where I will be going. Let's go inside, see what it's like. You come in, everyone's waiting. Put your phones in your lockers because you can't take your phones in with you. Everyone's just gonna wait, have a drink at the bar, and then you get guided into your room.
And what I loved about that experience is you go in and you hold onto each other's shoulders. So you're in like a single row. So you don't even actually know like who the other, or like all the other diners are. You literally go in with like your friends. So it was me and my friend. And it's true what they say about like when you lose one sense, the other senses are heightened. Like that experience, I tell you, I walked in and everything became loud. I could literally hear like everything. My sense of smell was heightened as well. My sense of touch, like you have to actually touch every item on the table to know what it is. So, you know, you got the jug of water, you're touching that, your cutlery, your plate. And I think for me, it was really a great experience. And that's why it's one of my favorites, because it allowed me to actually think like, wow, people actually can't see. And we were served by a blind waiter. And it really humbled me. Like it was an hour and a half that I was in the dark, but actually I could come out and then I had sight. But for our waiter, like, that's his reality, and I think that was really humbling.
So, we just did an amazing experience. How did you find it, babe?
It was way off.
So I knew that I was eating
You did
beef.
I thought it was going to be steak and mash. Can you imagine?
It was so good. Like, I would really recommend everyone doing it.
My third favourite had to be month 1, sledging in the Swiss Alps. Like we was 180 metres above sea level. And I've always wanted to do like some form of like sledging or skiing. I feel like, you know, I'm someone that I did my location challenge. I've travelled, like gone to many countries, but I've never actually gone to Switzerland, one, but also I've never skied or sledged. And I really enjoyed it. Like it was really cold. I just kept on like putting layers and layers of clothes on. Salsa is quite a nice area as well. So like you took a coach to go up to the mountains. And then once you got there, you saw like beautiful creation. I'm in awe of God's creation. Like I love it. And so for me, it was just an amazing experience to actually like be in front of a mountain. Like the ambiance was amazing. It was cold, but it was so beautiful. So trust me, the sledge, I fell down a few times as well, but it was great. Like it was a great experience. So for me, it definitely will have to be month 8, zip lining, month 7, dining in the dark, and then month 1, sledging in the Swiss Alps. For month 3 actually, I decided to go and watch a film by myself. So I went to the cinema by myself. So I watched that Taraji P. Henson film. It's called What Women Want. So naturally it's a comedy. And I'm used to like going to cinema with people. I'm the kind of girl in the cinema that's like, looking left and right, like, guys, did you see that? Like, did you hear that? That was funny, right? Like, laughing with someone. But the notion of actually going in by myself and literally just watching a film was like different. That was my only solo challenge. And at first it felt weird, like buying the popcorn. But actually, like when I was in there, it was quite nice. Cinema is like a bit of a form of an escapism as well. And it was nice to actually just sit and watch. And then it almost like felt like it was me watching it in my house, which ended up being normal. So another thing that really surprised me and really humbled me was actually month 9. So I decided to do a pottery class. Me and my friend, we did a beginner's class. I found it on Hobby Crafts, and I've always wanted to go on the potter's wheel. I've always wanted to make something. That was such a humbling experience, a different experience, because it allowed me to see that full process of having the clay and then how it actually forms into a bowl. You know, being on the potter's wheel. Okay, so we're just centering, yeah?
Yeah, it's centering, and you're doing really well. So just a tiny little bit of wobble left there.
Okay. How do I unwobble?
So push with the palm of the hand of your left hand towards the center.
Oh yeah, I can feel it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You're literally using your feet, the pedal, to like gauge the speed. You've got the clay, then you're doing the different techniques. Like I learned techniques of pulling and molding and kind of like making sure it's all even as well, which was like really insightful. And then what you're doing is you're molding it, you're adding water to make it the shape it needs to be. It has to go through the kiln, which is the fire. And the teacher actually at the time said that when they go into the kiln as clay, they come out as bowls. Like not many of them actually make it through the fire, because the fire is what purifies it and the fire is what essentially refines it. So it was quite nice to know that actually my pots made it and didn't melt or didn't break. And that one was more about like the arts and crafts kind of side of me, like the making, designing. So yeah, Brad, do you want to show the pots? So this is one of the pots I made. This is one of the pots here. Can they see it? Yeah. And this is another pot as well. So it's such a process that we can actually overlook, because we can see the finished article, you know, in the shops or at someone's house and just think, yeah, that's brilliant, it's great, you know, it looks amazing. But actually it takes a process from it to be clay to become a beautiful bowl that actually has a purpose and has a use. So I'm not really sure what I'll be using this one for. Maybe some light little snacks when my guests come round. And also this is a beautiful pot as well. So that was quite a nice experience that I've got to take away from my challenge as well. I had so much fun, like even doing the gun range. Like I tell you, holding up a gun and like being like, it's so like, for me it was like so different, like a different experience. I remember like saying to my friend, like, I don't actually like holding a gun. Like as much as it was quite fun because we got to play each other and I got a good top score. I think I got like 15 seconds of shooting all the kind of targets. But it was still quite weird. But I also learned quite a bit about rifles, you know, what rifles do what, which was quite like exciting and quite like different to actually hear about as well, because I was educated on different pistols.
When they shoot, they'll, as you pull the trigger, it'll pull back and reload itself afterwards. This is a Glock, this is a 226. We've got a M92F and a 1911 here.
And then month 11, so last month for my birthday, I decided to do a supercar experience. So I drove an Aston Martin and I drove an R8. 2 cars that I've never driven before. And I tell you, I've been driving for 14 years. And actually, when I first started driving, I used to speed. And then as I got older, I started slowing down and just being cautious. But actually, you are licensed. You are like, you have full range to like speed as much as you want. I remember putting my foot down on the accelerator.
Off those brakes, off we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, no, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
And someone said to me as one of the questions, like, what was I feeling? Like, how did I feel when I was doing that car experience? And I tell you, like, there was a part of me that was cautious, but there was a part of me that was like, no, like, I want to see how fast I can go. I want to see how far I can go. So I wasn't even looking at the speed. Like, I wasn't even looking at how many miles per hour I was going. I was literally just going for it. But what I would have liked to have done is race someone. So me and my friend went that day, but because of the weather conditions, I don't think you can actually like race on the track. But that's one thing I think I probably would have wanted to do if I had the opportunity, is to like race someone.
Go eyes, Isaac, do your thing, B.
On the training videos, I feel like they scared us because they showed us so many videos of people going into the bush, crashing. But actually, I just made sure, as long as I was on the track, as long as I was doing the braking points at certain points, like I was really having fun. Like the adrenaline rush was amazing. And some cars I've never even heard of, like a Lotus and a 4GT. I've heard of like a Lambo, and you know, I've heard of like a Porsche and those kind of cars, a Bentley. But some of the cars I was like, I never knew existed. I was scared, but I was also like excited at the same time. So that was a different kind of emotion. So that was really amazing. Do you know what I wanted to do this year? I wanted it to be quite unique, because I know each time I put out the video and I already tell you what I've done for December, but I wanted you guys to really be the first ones to know. I did a salsa class. For those who know me that know I used to dance back in the days, I really wanted to do something that was also energetic and like was fitness related as well. So I've never actually done the dance style of salsa. I've always done like other dance styles, but it was like really good. Like it was an open class that you could go to. Me and my friend went, and I learned all the steps, the little techniques, the way in which you got to kind of move, the two-step, the beats. And also what I learned is that you have to hold your like arms up like to 90 degrees. Angle. And also what I liked about it is that they say that in the dance style, it's like the man leads. So actually, when I've watched salsa, I've never really realized it, but now I do, that the woman's basically responding to whatever the guy does. So that helps you to actually get the steps quite quick as well. You know, keeping eye contact. So it was really fun, and like the teacher was so funny as well. Salsa was amazing, and that's basically my challenge complete, guys. Can you believe I've literally completed 12 things for 2019. Like, it's been great, and the time has flown so fast. But as I said, it helps me to like really benchmark and look at what I've enjoyed. And what I would do is encourage you, you know, whether it be, you know, the first experiences, whether it be something that you want to learn, even if you said, you know, I want to be more consistent next year for 2020, then actually the 12-12 challenge can be something that can help you to stick at something each month of the year. Whatever you want to do, if there's a bucket list you have, if you want to just be more fun or exciting or take yourself out of your comfort zone, be creative, like literally it embodies everything that you want to do. For me next year, you have to watch this space, because I'm going to let you know what I'm going to be doing. So look out for it, but I know it's going to be interesting. What I love about these highlight videos is that it actually allows me to empower, encourage and inspire. And you too can do the challenge. Like, stick at it, don't quit, just keep going. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social networks. Subscribe to the channel. I've also put a link of all the different challenges that I've done each month in the description box. You can go away, you can check it out and actually do it for yourself. So yeah, it's been great. Thank you guys. Until next time, bye.